President Joe Biden's late-term decision to allow Ukraine to use US-supplied long-range missiles to strike Russia has sparked widespread debate. This move not only escalates tensions in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, but also poses significant political and diplomatic challenges for Donald Trump should he return to the US presidency in January 2025. While Biden's efforts to maintain support for Ukraine and solidify America's role in the conflict may yield short-term strategic benefits, it also carries diplomatic, economic, and domestic political risks, especially for his successor. This video will analyze why Biden made this decision, its impact on the current landscape, and the hurdles Trump might face if he returns to the White House. Reaffirming US global leadership. Biden may want to solidify the United States' reputation as a reliable ally to Ukraine in its fight against Russia. By providing long-range missiles, he sends a strong message that the US will not tolerate Russian aggression and is committed to helping Ukraine reclaim its occupied territories. Giving Ukraine a strategic advantage, the long-range missiles represent a significant boost to Ukraine's defense and counter-offensive capabilities. This could help Ukraine cripple Russia's strategic goals, including military infrastructure deep within Russian territory, addressing domestic and international pressure. With the Democrats losing control of both the Senate and the House, Biden may want to demonstrate that his administration remains steadfast in its tough stance against Russia, a stance supported by some lawmakers from both the Democratic and Republican parties. Additionally, this decision ensures continued support from NATO and EU allies who are closely watching the developments in the conflict. Escalation of conflict and risk of direct confrontation with Russia. Ukraine's use of long-range missiles could increase pressure on Russia, potentially leading to an escalation of attacks both militarily and diplomatically. Russia may retaliate not only against Ukraine, but also against the US and its NATO allies through cyber warfare or expanded military operations. This raises the risk of a larger-scale war, negative impact on the global economy, and energy security. The escalation of the conflict could severely impact energy markets and global supply chains. Oil and gas prices could skyrocket, further exacerbating inflation in the US and Western countries. This could erode voter confidence in the Biden administration's ability to manage the crisis. Increased domestic political pressure. This decision could further deepen divisions within the United States. Some Republican lawmakers, especially those aligned with Trump, may criticize Biden's move as reckless and jeopardizing national interests. This creates a volatile political environment that the next administration will need to navigate. Should Donald Trump return to the White House in January 2025, he will face a series of challenges stemming from Biden's decision. Foreign policy adjustments. Trump previously advocated for reducing US involvement in international conflicts and prioritizing America first. However, with Ukraine now equipped with long-range missiles and the potential for further escalation with Russia, Trump will grapple with whether to continue supporting Ukraine or roll back the commitments made by Biden. Withdrawal could damage the U.S. reputation on the world stage, while maintaining support could contradict Trump's previously stated policies. Pressure from Russia and allies. Trump's relationship with Russia was controversial during his first term, and he could face criticism if he attempts a softer approach towards Moscow. Meanwhile, NATO and EU allies will demand continued US commitment to supporting Ukraine, putting Trump in a difficult position of balancing national interests with international obligations, economic and inflation challenges. The prolonged conflict could continue to impact the US economy, particularly energy prices. Trump will face pressure to curb inflation and stabilize markets while addressing the consequences of Biden's policies. Divisions within the Republican Party. Some Republicans support a tough stance against Russia, while others advocate for focusing on domestic issues. Trump will need to reconcile these differing viewpoints, a challenging task in the current climate of political polarization. President Biden's late-term decision to allow Ukraine to use long-range missiles to strike Russia is a strategic but risky move. While it might offer short-term advantages, it creates long-term challenges not only for his successor, but also for global security and stability. Should Donald Trump return to the presidency, he will face pressure to recalibrate foreign policy manage economic turmoil, and address the fallout from Biden's decision. This will require exceptional agility and leadership, especially as international conflicts and domestic political divisions continue to escalate. How Trump will navigate these challenges remains to be seen.